Hello, good morning. Our first issue is Jammu and Kashmir meeting of parties with the Prime Minister. Central government has asked the regional parties of Jammu and Kashmir to meet the central government in the next week. In that context, we have to understand this word Gupkar Alliance. Gupkar Alliance is group of 5 regional parties, Jammu and Kashmir parties. After the abrogation of Article 370, these regional parties, which though having the ideological divides, they form this alliance. They are seeking restoration of Article 370. After that, bifurcation happened along with the abrogation of Article 370. They also want it to be reversed. In the present context, there is political void in Jammu and Kashmir. This have to be filled. After the bifurcation, even before that, when the government resigned, from then onwards there are no elections till now. And centers reach out of these parties is a step towards a political reconciliation. As of now, stability is required. Especially during this pandemic period, elected government is necessary. Why am I saying elected government? It's an union territory now, yes or no? But then union territory is like a Delhi Union Territory, Puducherry Union Territory, now Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, they have the elected governments. They have the provisions for elected governments. That's why having an elected government is important. Next issue is Assam government has proposed population norms in accessing the government schemes. Earlier this last year, Assam has proposed population and women empowerment policy of Assam, under which it said that those who have more than 2 children are not eligible for government jobs. That was the policy of 2020. Now recently Assam government has brought in the scheme which said that there would be a maximum limit on number of children. The first maximum limit would be there. Slowly we will reduce that. As of now, exemptions would be provided to tea garden workers, SCs and STs. But then opposition party says, you are doing this to control the population, we understand. But then the natural fertility rate itself is declining throughout the India and in the state of Assam also. There is no need of such policy because already the fertility rates, total fertility rates is around 1.9. The ideal TFR, total fertility rate, is 2.1. So the state of Assam already reached that target. Now why should this policy? Isn't it discriminatory, especially against certain communities, especially migrant communities, etc.? That's the question of opposition parties. Next issue is NHRC probe over Bengal violence. Recently, Calcutta High Court has ordered for NHRC probe. It has requested NHRC to investigate on post-poll violence, communal riots after the elections, and then report. NHRC is a statutory body. It can take up the cases on suo motu basis or based on the case filings. It has powers like a civil court. That means it can summon the witness. But then finally, the punishment, if in case of jail, etc., jail term, it can be done by the court itself, not by the NHRC. It can impose fines, but court terms or jail terms can be imposed by the normal courts only. Now, NHRC report would be placed before Kolkata High Court and that will finally decide. Next issue is black money in Swiss banks. Recent report says that compared to 2019, 2020, black money percentage increased from India. That's the report. It means there is surge in Swiss bank account deposits. People are saying that the present government has promised to bring back all the black money that is there in Swiss bank accounts, but now the reality is reverse. The black money placed in Swiss banks is increasing, not decreasing. That's the argument. But then the government says all the money placed in Swiss bank by Indian depositors need not be black money. There are other factors too. Because of Swiss banks branches in India, the transactions and deposits are increasing. That might be one of the reasons. It need not be black money alone. There are other factors through too. That's the explanation by the government. Next issue is SCO meeting. Next week, our National Security Advisor is going to meet in Dushanbe, Tajikistan. Here, SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, is a regional grouping. It's a regional security grouping wherein major countries like China and Russia are part. Central Asian countries and China, Russia are part of it. Pakistan, India joined SCO as full time members. Afghanistan, Iran are the observer countries. Now, maybe this particular meeting, this next week's meeting, might have more predominance over the Pak China India dimension, but SCO Charter says bilateral issues should not dominate the meetings of SCO. But we have to see how this dimension and dynamic between these three countries will play out in this particular SCO meeting. Next issue is ICJ verdict and Pakistan's recent bill regarding Kulbhushan Jadhav's bail petition. Who is Kulbhushan Jadhav? Kulbhushan Jadhav was arrested few years back. Pakistan says in Pakistan's territory, but India says in Iran's territory. He was arrested in Iran territory and brought to Pakistan, saying that he was spying. India says he was working with the Indian Navy earlier, but he now resigned. He is involved in some commercial business, because of which he went to Iran. Pakistan deliberately arrested him and saying that he is spying. That's India's argument. Even though if he is a spy, he should be given the chance to represent himself. That's the argument of government. But then Pakistan's military court has awarded death penalty. India moved to International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice said that death sentence should be put off for some time temporarily, review the death sentence and provide the person fair trial. That's the ICJ's judgment. Then India requested to access to Kulbhushan Jadhav without any of the presence of Pakistani officials, but then they did not comply with that. India started complaining that Pakistan is not complying with the ICJ's judgment, because of which Pakistan has recently brought in a bill which has deferred the death penalty of this person, Kulbhushan Jadhav. And Pakistan says India deliberately is miscommunicating this particular case in front of the world countries. We are taking the measures as per the international agreements and ICJ's award. But then India is miscommunicating. That's the complaint of Pakistan. Next issue is WHO declared Guinea as Ebola outbreak free. What is it? Ebola is a viral disease, flavivirus group of virus. It causes the Ebola disease. Guinea, African country, it reported Ebola cases. WHO declared it as an outbreak and started monitoring it. As of now, vaccines are not available to treat Ebola virus, and standard treatment methods are only followed. Virus incubates over a period of 21 days. Now, after continuous monitoring, WHO waited for 42 days. That means double the time of incubation period, and in that country, no new cases were reported. Later, WHO declared it as Ebola free as of now. Next issue is periodical cystidas. This is news in USA. Periodical cystidas, which comes out once in 13 to 17 years, it made news. So these are insects which have 13 to 17 years of life cycle, most of which is spent underground near the roots of various trees. And once in 10 years or 30 years, they come out. And these are used as food and fish bait. In India also, especially in the northeastern states, Meghalaya, in these states, we can find these periodical cystida insects. Next issue is bat studies. We have to understand this. In Sunday's paper, last 1 week's issues are summarized. These three are last week's issues only. Let us understand this. Bat studies in Nagaland. A team of international and national scientists studied the flavivirus present in bat in Nagaland. And now the conflict arose because of the storage, how these samples are stored, because biosafety is important. If these viruses, they spill over from the storage structures, in case of lack of biosafety, etc., it can lead to outbreak, it can lead to epidemic. That's why scientific storage is important. ICMR says in its labs, it has biosafety 4 level, so they should have stored there. But then Department of Atomic Energy has given permission to this particular study, which says biosafety 3 levels are followed, there is no issue. That is one of the conflicting areas, and others say that In case of scientific researchers like this, these are very common, and scientific freedom needs to be encouraged. But then others say safety, biosafety is important. Now there are many theories which says that coronavirus has spilled out of the lab. So in this context, biosafety is important. Balance between these two should be there. There are multiple agencies to which gives permission for such multidisciplinary studies. There should be coordination in such context. Next issue is gain of function research. This is a scientific term. Gain of function research. Recently, Wuhan Virus Institute, this is in news. Some say that virus studies, coronavirus studies happened over there. Gain of function research happened over there. Gain of function research means deliberately altering a gene or introducing a mutation in an organism with a specific function. We use genetic engineering tools to do this. And there is this concern, dual use research concern means yes, this kind of genetic engineering tools are useful to prepare vaccines, useful to prepare the study techniques, etc. That is good, but they can be used for dual purpose also. What about this spill? That concern is there. So safety is primary concern in case of gain of function research. In India, we have manufacture, use, import, export, and storage of hazardous organisms and genetically engineered organisms are cell rules. These rules they provide guidelines for gain of function research. Final issue is delta plus variant. In our SARS-CoV-2, K417N mutation has happened. This variant is called as AY1 variant. So recent studies have shown that this particular variant escapes the antibodies. That means even if we take vaccines, it can escape the antibodies. That means antibody production for this particular variant is less. And certain drugs like monoclonal antibody drugs, they are less effective over this variant. That means these should be monitored carefully. This can increase the transmittability rate. Recent health ministry guidelines also have shown that in 6 to 8 weeks, third wave might come. In this context, all observing various variants, going for genome sequencing of various variants is necessary to take precautionary measures to avoid or to reduce the mortality burden. Thank you very much. All the very best.